So welcome to today's session in physics. Today we are going to continue with the same, that is the application of Gauss's law, and we are going to discuss the last application, the third application, that is the field due to uniformly charged thin spherical shell. So it is a thin spherical shell. Okay, so we consider a thin spherical shell. So it is hollow inside. That's what we mean by spherical shell. So we consider a spherical shell. Okay, so it is a thin spherical shell. Since it is a shell, I am drawing what thick border. Okay, so we have a thin spherical shell. Now, due to this thin spherical shell, we need to find electric field. So in this case, actually our discussion should be in three parts, because the field can be, because I said it is hollow inside. So the electric field outside the spherical shell, inside the spherical shell, and on the surface of the spherical shell. So in these three cases, we have to discuss the electric field. So outside, inside, and on the surface of the spherical shell. And before that, let's discuss that symmetry of the field. See, it is spherical shell. So surely the field due to this charged spherical shell, this we speak in terms of rho, because volume charge we have to discuss. So volume charge density, it is rho. So in terms of that rho, we need to get the electric field, and since it is spherical in shape, the electric field also will have spherical symmetry. So while telling this nature, that means symmetry of the electric field, we can imagine that shape for the Gaussian surface. So when we find the electric field at an outer point, at an inner point, and on the surface, this is the convenience. That means we can assume what spherical Gaussian surface. So first we find outside the shell. So outside the shell, at a point P, we need to find the electric field. So we are considering a spherical Gaussian surface. So outside the sphere, so this is the shell. Outside the spherical shell, we are considering a spherical Gaussian surface, that is drawn with this dashed line, and the point P comes on the periphery of that Gaussian surface. So that radius of that Gaussian surface is small letter r, and the radius of the spherical shell, that is capital letter R. Don't get confused. Small letter r is the distance of the point P from the center of the spherical shell. So it is actually the radius of that Gaussian surface. And capital letter R stands for the radius of the spherical shell. So this is how we start with. So we have Gauss's law. What is Gauss's law? Phi E equal to Q by epsilon 0. That is equal to summation E dot A, E dot delta A. So this is what we are going to find. So here only one surface is there. So it's enough to find E dot delta A at once, because when we were taking cylinder, we had three surfaces. So here, since we are assuming, so this is the surface, this volume charge density plus rho, we are considering positive charge. So phi E equal to, this is how we have to start with. So the thing is this, we need to find, we have to start with summation E dot delta A. So summation E dot delta A, we have to find first. So what is that? So we will consider, so at the point P, the electric field is in this direction, because we have assumed a positive charge distribution. So electric field will be radially outward. Now you will have to assume a very small area element delta A. That's what we consider here, delta A. So the unit vector or area vector of that area, it will be, area vector will be radially out, means outward normal. So here electric field and delta A, they are in the same direction. So theta equal to 0. So summation E dot delta A becomes summation E delta A cos 0, that is summation E delta A. Now here this A, E, no electric field. this electric field will be same on the surface of this Gaussian surface because it has got spherical symmetry. We already discussed the field due to spherical shell has got the spherical symmetry. So at all points this electric field will be same. That means this electric field is constant. So we can write it outside, that is E into summation delta A. So summation delta A, it is very simple because sum of all delta A on that Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface, you know, it is spherical in shape. So it becomes summation delta A becomes the area of the Gaussian surface. So our expression becomes E into, what is the area of the Gaussian surface? It is 4 pi r square because Gaussian surface has got radius small letter r. Capital letter R is the radius of the spherical shell. Don't get confused. Okay. Now we need to write what is Q. What is Q? Charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface encloses the spherical shell. So it is the charge of the spherical shell. Spherical shell is having volume charge density rho. So rho into its volume. What is its volume? Volume of the, not volume. Now this charge Q. So we substitute in this equation. So E dot delta A, summation E dot delta A is E into 4 pi r square. That is equal to Q by epsilon 0. Here what is Q? The charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. So we imagine this, this charge of this spherical shell is Q. So that Q, the whole charge is enclosed by whom? Gaussian surface. So you need not write in terms of rho and all. We need not write in terms of rho. You write as such Q. So here what is charge Q? Q is the charge, total charge of the spherical shell. So our expression for electric field, it becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q by r square. So the expression for electric field due to spherical shell outside the shell is E into or E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by r square. So incorporating the direction, when we write the expression for electric field, it becomes vector E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by r square into n cap, where n cap shows the direction. So how will we write n cap? N cap is the unit vector. Okay, n cap is the unit vector radially outward when Q is greater than 0. Radially outward when Q or rho. If it is given in terms of rho, okay, if it will be radially outward and it will be radially inward when it is less than 0. So you write everything, that is it is radially inward when Q is less than 0. So this is outside the shell. So outside the spherical shell, the field. So you know this equation is familiar to us. What is this equation? This equation is the field due to point charge. So field due to spherical shell, it is the same as the field due to point charge. So we can say, what is this R? R is the distance of that point from the center. But where lies the charge Q? Q is actually on the surface of the spherical shell. But the field due to spherical shell, it varies as if the whole charge is concentrated at the center. Don't you see that? Because this is the expression for field due to a point charge. So the thing is this, but you know this R is actually the distance from the center. Okay, but where lies the charge? Charge is lying on the surface of the spherical shell. But the field due to spherical shell, it is as if the whole charge is concentrated at the center. But actually the charge is not like that. Charge is on the surface. But field due to spherical shell, it behaves as if the whole charge is concentrated at the center. So like that also question used to come. Show that the electric field produced by a spherical shell outside the shell varies as if the whole charge is concentrated at the center. So this is what you have to prove. Okay, so that is a very important conclusion to be noted. So vector equation also. So we have discussed outside the shell. Now coming to inside the spherical shell. So we have the spherical shell. Inside the shell at a point P. So this is a point P. At that point we need to find the electric field. So what we need to do is, keeping that point at the periphery, you imagine a Gaussian surface. Again it is to be in a spherical shape. So we have drawn a spherical Gaussian surface whose radius is small r, and capital letter R is the radius of what spherical shell. Now what we need to do is this apply Gauss's law. Phi equal to Q by epsilon 0 equal to summation E dot delta A. So first step is to find E dot delta A as we discussed earlier. So it will proceed in the same way. So we will get the expression to be the same what we got previously. The same equation we can write, that is E into 4 pi r square. I am not repeating, the same steps. So E dot delta A equal to 4 pi r square. Now what is this Q? That is what we need to discuss. Q. What is Q? From the law, what Q is? The charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. Okay, here as I said, the charge lies where? On the surface of the spherical shell. Okay, so here we have imagined the Gaussian surface inside. So does this Gaussian surface enclose any charge? No, because charge is on the spherical shell. So what is Q here? Q is equal to 0. So here Q equal to 0, substituting in Gauss's law, we will get E into 4 pi r square equal to 0. So this implies that E is equal to 0. So what we got is, inside the spherical shell, the electric field is 0. So we got outside, we got inside also. Now what about on the surface? So third point is on the surface. That is very simple. On the surface, we will start with the same equation what we got outside. Because we got no outside, it is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by r square and cap. So on the surface means R is equal to capital letter R, where capital letter R is the radius of the spherical shell. So we have on the surface E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by r square into n cap, or n cap, the usual what explanation we write now, when Q is greater than 0 radially outward, and when Q is less than 0 radially inward. So with that we conclude today's session. Thank you.